have done, and even the probes being produced by that Nexus are going down, and Free is just in a terrible position here. Once again, he's get the Protoss player looking really bad, gonna lose that Nexus, and key is that he lost all of those probes, whereas Bisu did not. So Bisu was able to absorb that damage a little bit better, and what Free is doing, trying to push in with his Dragoons, I don't know. He should not be pushing at all until he gets range completed, and I guess range must be completed because the Cybernetics core isn't spinning. If he isn't researching it, I am just gonna like flip a. I don't even know. I don't want to try and limit the cussing on my my videos, as sometimes I have a tendency in my haste to sometimes swear. I'm gonna try not to do that. And Free just trying to power his way in there and try and take down this bunker that way, losing a Dragoon. Jeez, Free just, yeah, this is the difference between a Free and a Bisu. Free lost 2 Dragoons to this bunker that he should not have lost, simply should not have lost, and there goes the Zealot as well. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is the difference between a good Protoss player, Free, and a great Protoss player in Bisu, and you're really getting to see that here. See why Bisu is so great. We talk about how good Bisu is and how he has impeccable timing and great micro and great multitask, but now you're getting to see that here firsthand, just in terms of in a single match. You're getting to see almost a direct comparison. On the other hand, of course, you could look at this and almost say that you can almost see why Fantasy is a top-notch Terran player, why how Fantasy was able to move out and really get into Free's base. It seemed almost earlier than Piano did. When Piano attacked, a Zealot had already been produced and a Dragoon was very nearly produced, and that is a huge difference as well, in that Piano, or I should say Fantasy, had much better timing, absolutely for sure. Fantasy had much better timing with his attack as well. So yeah, I guess you're getting to see it in both aspects. You're getting to see why SKT1 with this 1-2 punch of Bisu and Fantasy is just such a powerhouse, and why it's such a feared lineup. And that Rax was landed inside of Free's base and a Marine being produced, just wandering around looking for tech. That's so bad, because now he's going to be able to see tech. And the Cybernetics core was not spinning before, so no, Free never even researched range. And that just seems like such an obvious thing to do when you're put into that kind of hole and you're fighting a bunker, is that you really do need that range. But Free decided to just try and force his way through that bunker and lost a couple Dragoons for it with some poor micro. And Fantasy is just able to take such a huge advantage here. Now we're seeing finally the 12, or the newly constructed expansion likely has just been put up, and there's the Citadel of Aduna in the Templar Archives, and a probe transfer going on in there. We haven't really been able to see much of what Fantasy is doing, but he's coming out with a couple of siege tanks, a few siege tanks, and a couple of vultures as well, still operating off of just two factories right now. Is I believe he's getting his second base up and running, academy going up as well, so we'll get some scans up as well, just in case Free decides to get desperate and go for DTs. In this position, remember when we saw, oh my god, please do not be able to hit the, no! This is exactly what I was talking about, and what I thought would be ridiculous if you could do this. If you could be able to hit that natural line with tanks, there's, it's an incredible imbalance in my opinion, that Fantasy is even able to hit that natural line. That now with there's pretty much nothing that Free can do. Granted, this is an extreme case where Free fell behind and now he can't do anything, but you can see just looking at this how difficult, how imbalanced it will be in TVP and probably even TVZ. How difficult it's going to be to defend against this, because you can't defend a ramp. You can't. I mean, you're just in such a bad position. And if you try and go down into the pit to defend, right across the way from the other side of the pit, there's another high ground where tanks can be sitting for you. So it's just such a tough position, and they really should make it so that way you can't reach the mineral lines from those from that position where the siege tanks are. And you can just see it on Free's face. He's just completely has no confidence right now. He's just a broken man, it seems almost. And Vulture's coming in here, going to be laying spider mines all over the place, just going to try and just manhandle these Dragoons, and I'm doing a good job here. And that spider mine might actually be able to take down some of these DTs. DTs all going down, and yeah, there's GG from Free. Not even close. SKT1 absolutely manhandling Woongjin Stars. All the hope that Woongjin Stars had going into the season has to be in question right now. Piano, one of their young players who they probably thought would be very, very good, along with Zero. You got to think that those were the two young stars that would really make a move. Zero, of course, already making a name for himself, but Piano as the lone quality Terran player, I gotta say, on Woongjin Stars, really needed to have some good games. Getting destroyed by Bisu, Quanro, the new newly acquired player, being just destroyed by Hyuk, even in a ZVZ. Maybe it was a build order win for the most part by Hyuk, but still Quanro didn't even look good in taking his loss, and Free just getting manhandled by Fantasy. And you got to think that SKT1 looked very, very good, but Woongjin Stars in particular looked not good, looked quite bad, and we didn't even get to see Zero play, so that's kind of disappointing as well. But that's gonna be that's gonna be it, folks. That's gonna be a 3-0 win for SKT1. Bisu, Hyuk, and Fantasy taking the wins over Piano, Quanro, and Free. This is Deja Vu signing off.